Welcome back to No Recipes, where we elevate everyday meals using tried and true techniques. I'm Mark Matsumoto, and we've got a whole bunch of onions here. That's because today, I'm going to be showing you the very best way to chop onions. Boom! Nope, that's definitely not it. You see, I'm a chef, but I've never been happy with the way I learned how to chop onions. So I turned to YouTube and said, is there a better way? But despite an eye-watering number of videos, none of them were any better than the methods that I already know. So I made my own. Okay, first things first, before I show you the best way to chop an onion, you first have to understand a little bit about an onion's anatomy. An onion is basically a layered sphere, and you've got the top where the leaves used to be, and the bottom where the roots are. Got it? Let's move on. The first thing you want to do is slice the top off. Now we're just gonna cut this in half, which is gonna make it a lot easier to peel. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the papery skin. Now you can see we're left with two hemispheres, and you can see the layers of onion in the cross section. When you want to chop something flat into squares, you simply slice in one direction, and then you turn the food 90 degrees and slice in the other direction. The problem with an onion is that it's three-dimensional, so if you use the same technique, you can see we get square pieces on top, but the pieces on the side end up being much larger due to the curvature of the onion. To make matters worse, onions are layered, so the layers start to fall apart if you try to chop them into a smaller dice. This not only makes it harder to chop, your pieces are going to be all different sizes. That's why onions need to be cut across 3 axes. Most methods will have you start by cutting slits in your onion from the top to nearly the root end. Then they'll have you cut slits on the horizontal axis from the top to the root end. Finally, you slice across the third axis to chop the onions. Or at least that's how it's supposed to work. But there's a problem. You end up with this big chunk of onion that you have to cut separately. It's time consuming and annoying. So for those of you that are like, cut the slits deeper, here's what happens. If you cut your slits deeper so you don't end up with that bit at the end, the onion falls apart. So I've spent the last few weeks dissecting onions, studying their anatomy, and what I've learned is that the traditional method of cutting onions sucks. So here's how to do it. The best way to chop an onion, period. First, you want to cut the horizontal slits from the sides, not the top. You don't need to go deep with these. Just slice towards the center, leaving the core intact. Now we're gonna cut slits from the top of the onion towards the root end. The closer you space these slits, the finer your chop will be. Then to finish it off, we'll just slice this along the other axis. Because we've cut the slits from the sides, the onion holds its shape much better, and we can continue chopping right up to the root. Using this method, you can chop the onions evenly, both quickly and efficiently. Okay, let's see that from a different angle. We're gonna go in from both sides with our slits, and then we're gonna make our vertical slits. Just look at how stable that is. As you can see, it's not falling apart when I chop it. And we're done. Quick, easy, and the onions are chopped evenly. It's like the holy grail of onion prep. Mind-blowing, right? So is this gonna change up your onion routine? Would you like me to rethink other kitchen tasks and share them with you guys? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're down there, give us a big thumbs up and smash that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss my next kitchen hack. All right, I gotta go figure out what to do with all these onions, so I'll catch you in the next one. Catch us on Instagram at No Recipes.